Ladies and gentlemen, in the fog of war, truth is often the first casualty. Reports surged across regional media and social platforms. A Syrian air defense battery had scored a hit, a single hostile jet brought down in flames. Yet within hours, rumors multiplied, claiming not one but 7 aircraft had been shot from the skies. The battlefield suddenly shifted from missiles and radar locks to information and perception. In conflict zones like Syria, where rival states, proxy forces, and advanced technology converge, the line between confirmed kill and exaggerated rumor blurs almost instantly. Every claim is amplified, every image recycled, every plume of smoke examined as supposed evidence. For militaries and analysts alike, separating fact from fiction becomes a mission as critical as any combat sortie. Was it truly one fighter jet reduced to wreckage, or a squadron's worth of machines erased in a sudden strike? Behind the numbers lies the deeper struggle: radar data versus eyewitness accounts, satellite images versus shaky smartphone clips, official statements versus the silence of those who know but do not speak. This clash between reality and narrative is as decisive as the missiles themselves. The claim of 7 jets destroyed might sound extraordinary, but in modern warfare, extraordinary stories spread faster than missiles themselves. A single video clip, sometimes even recycled from years earlier, can ignite a storm of speculation. Grainy night footage showing tracer fire, explosions in the sky, or falling debris often fuels dramatic conclusions. In Syria's complex theater, where multiple nations deploy advanced aircraft, Russian Su-35s, American F-16s, Turkish F-4s, and drones from countless actors, the confusion grows deeper. Every wreck seen on the ground could belong to a drone mistaken for a fighter, every explosion a missile intercept rather than an aircraft kill. Analysts must ask, what radar tracked the target, what wreckage was recovered, what confirmation came from military command? Without those pieces, the difference between 1 confirmed loss and 7 rumored kills becomes a battlefield of words. Adversaries exploit this gray zone deliberately, pushing propaganda to demoralize opponents and energize supporters. In this environment, perception becomes as powerful a weapon as stealth technology or precision-guided munitions. Each side plays the information game ruthlessly, knowing that sometimes an exaggerated headline can have the same effect as a downed jet on the enemy's morale. When examining the possibility of multiple jets being shot down, one must look closely at the capabilities of Syria's air defense network. Over the years, Damascus has rebuilt and modernized its systems, drawing heavily on Russian technology. The S-200 and the more advanced S-300 batteries provide long-range coverage, while Buckhem-2 and Pantsir systems protect against incoming missiles and low-lying aircraft. These layered defenses form a shield that, in theory, could challenge even modern fighters if coordination and timing are perfect. Yet the question remains, can such a network bring down 7 jets in a single engagement? History shows that while mass shootdowns are not impossible, they are extremely rare in modern air combat. Most advanced aircraft are equipped with countermeasures, radar jamming, electronic warfare pods, and flares to disrupt missile locks. A skilled pilot flying with Allied support can evade multiple threats in seconds. To destroy 7 jets in one strike would require extraordinary precision, flawless coordination, and perhaps a degree of luck. Without wreckage to analyze or radar logs to confirm, such claims rest on shaky ground. Still, the mere suggestion of such a feat feeds speculation and heightens the drama of the conflict's skies. Behind every rumor of jets falling, there is usually a trail of conflicting visuals. Some show fiery wreckage scattered across open fields, others depict smoke rising against the backdrop of a distant city. But here lies the critical question: what exactly are we looking at? In many cases, what is claimed as a fighter jet could just as easily be the remains of a drone, a cruise missile, or even an unrelated ground explosion. Modern conflicts generate thousands of overlapping images, and without verified metadata time, location, and source, the risk of misinterpretation skyrockets. Meanwhile, official channels rarely release full transparency. Militaries often deny losses to preserve morale or withhold details for strategic reasons. Opposing factions, on the other hand, exaggerate victories to shape global headlines. This tug-of-war over imagery creates a battlefield where perception may outweigh physical evidence. Analysts, journalists, and even intelligence agencies must piece together satellite data, intercepted communications, and eyewitness reports to get closer to the truth. Until such clarity emerges, the 7 jets down story remains caught in a haze of smoke and speculation, reminding us that in war, even the pictures we see can lie louder than words. If a single aircraft was indeed lost, it still raises serious questions about the technology gap between offense and defense. Modern fighter jets like the F-16 or Su-35 are designed with advanced avionics, electronic warfare suites, and evasive countermeasures. Yet even the most advanced jets are not invincible when faced with a coordinated and determined air defense system. The cat-and-mouse game between pilots and surface, where missile operators has defined aerial warfare for decades. Every missile launch forces a pilot into a split-second decision: dive, flare, jam, or push deeper into hostile territory. Sometimes the countermeasures fail, and sometimes a missile system gets the perfect lock. This is why a single downed jet can still carry enormous symbolic weight, sending ripples through military planning rooms and political chambers alike. But to escalate that loss into a claim of 7 jets downed, that transforms a tactical incident into what would be considered a historic victory. The technology involved on both sides makes such an event unlikely, but the power of such a rumor lies not in its plausibility. It lies in how it can alter perception, unsettle rivals, and shape the psychological dimension of modern conflict. What makes the 7 jets down narrative so potent is not just the claim itself, but the timing. In the middle of a tense standoff, when alliances are fragile and every move is scrutinized, a rumor of mass losses in the sky can ripple across borders like shockwaves. International media outlets race to cover the story, some cautious, others sensational, while online forums and social platforms ignite with heated debates. Rival governments issue sharp statements, either dismissing the reports as fabrications or seizing the opportunity to accuse their adversaries of weakness. Even stock markets and defense contracts can feel the tremors as questions rise about the effectiveness of billion-dollar aircraft or the resilience of missile systems. In the information age, a story can be as powerful as a missile strike, bending perceptions of military strength and vulnerability. And for nations deeply entangled in the Syrian theater, perception is a weapon in its own right. Whether 1 jet or 7 were actually lost almost becomes secondary to the broader effect. Commanders rethink their tactics, allies question their commitments, and adversaries grow bolder. The battlefield is not just the desert skies of Syria, it's also the global narrative that follows. At the heart of this debate lies the shadowy role of electronic warfare. Modern air combat is no longer only about missiles and dogfights, it's about who can control the invisible spectrum. Syrian skies are crowded with radar signals, jamming pulses and counter-jamming efforts, creating a digital storm above the battlefield. A well-timed burst of electronic interference can make a jet disappear from radar screens or cause a missile to veer off target. Likewise, sophisticated aircraft can feed false information back into enemy systems, tricking operators into believing they have scored a hit when no kill was made. This opens the door to false confirmations. Operators might report multiple successful intercepts when in reality only a single aircraft was engaged. Add to this the chaos of combat, flashes of light, exploding flares, and sonic booms, and it becomes easy to see how reports can spiral into exaggerated claims. For the pilots, survival depends on outsmarting both missiles and electronic traps, while for the defenders, even the illusion of multiple kills can serve a purpose. In this technological duel, truth itself becomes contested terrain, where victories are measured not just in destroyed hardware, but in how convincingly they are believed. When the dust settles, the question of one jet or seven remains unanswered, suspended between battlefield secrecy and the theater of propaganda. What is certain is that every side involved benefits from shaping the narrative to its advantage. For some, claiming a single downed aircraft is enough to prove their defenses are alive and effective. For others, inflating the number to 7 fuels headlines, inspires supporters, and unsettles rivals. In the end, the true count may matter less than the perception it creates. Modern warfare has proven again and again that information, once unleashed, can travel further and strike harder than any missile. Syria's skies are not just a testing ground for jets and missiles. They are a proving ground for the power of narrative, where truth competes with rumor, and rumor often wins the first round. Until verifiable wreckage, satellite evidence, or official admissions appear, the claim will remain a question mark, lingering in military briefings and media cycles alike. Perhaps only time will reveal whether the story was born from smoke, shadows, and psychological maneuvering, or whether it was indeed a rare moment when air defenses achieved what few thought possible.